Cross Borders, brought to you by Digi, Belize Airport Authority, the Ministry of Immigration, National Institute for Culture and History, Fulltech Systems Limited, the Belize Collection, Holy Redeemer Credit Union, University of the West Indies Global Campus, Oceana, Ministry of Constitution and Religious Affairs, Indigenous Affairs and Transportation, the Belize Bank Limited, Builders Hardware, Heritage Bank, and Tropic Air.
El Salvador, the smallest country in Central America. Just over 8,000 square miles, almost identical in size to Belize. Don't let that fool you though. El Salvador is the most densely populated country in Central America, with over 6 million people calling it home. That's 18 times the population of Belize. Bordered by Honduras to the northeast, Guatemala to the northwest, and the Pacific Ocean to the south. Here's something that surprised me. El Salvador is the only country in Central America without a coastline on the Caribbean Sea. For a region so defined by its Caribbean identity, that's a significant distinction. The capital, San Salvador, is where we landed. I just arrived at the airport here in San Salvador, and this is my second leg of experiencing Central America the Belizean way. We first made our stop to Honduras, and now we're on the second one. And first off, I can tell you just immediately, San Salvador's airport is massive. But no food stops at this airport. We got ground to cover and only a little time. The country is divided into 14 departments, each with its own character and communities. The name El Salvador means savior. Make of that what you will.
And this is also a historical town?
Our guide for El Salvador is Carlos Belloso Valle. And it was clear he knew this country the way only someone who loves it can. But here's the thing about this country that stops most people mid-sentence. Not long ago, none of this would have been the first thing you noticed. In 2015, El Salvador recorded one of the highest homicide rates in the world. Gang violence had its grip on entire communities. It was a country people were leaving, not visiting. That changed. A sweeping security crackdown dismantled the structures that held this country hostage for decades. By 2024, the homicide rate had fallen to just 1.9 per 100,000. The United States gave El Salvador a Level 1 travel advisory, its safest category, making it the only country in Central America to receive that distinction.
On the news, is there like a lot of reports around crime still?
Not anymore.
And driving through San Salvador on a regular afternoon, watching people move freely, watching the city just exist, the results speak for themselves. 6 million people, 14 departments, one of the most dramatic turnaround stories in the modern world. I came to see it for myself, and Carlos was taking me straight to the heart of it. Our first stop, Santa Ana, El Salvador's second largest city, one of the wealthiest in the country, built on coffee money and colonial ambition. The kind of place that carries its history on its sleeve. And I was about to walk right into it.
Out here, the sea is more than just water. It's memory, identity, and livelihood.
One of my most memorable catch was at the reef patch. It was completely covered with lobster. You couldn't even see the coral. It was completely covered with lobster. We caught about 400 or 500 pounds of lobster in one day.
These memories live in the hearts of Belize's fishers. But today, the story is changing.
If you fish one area over and over, you won't have anything. That's why today we have a big problem with fishing.
Despite increasing pressure on our oceans, fishers remain at the front lines, adapting, innovating, and calling for change.
The guys that are fishing, they know the tricks of the trade, so it's easy to hide, it's easy to get away, and it's just been happening for too many years.
Fisher stories are Belize's stories. Support fisher-led decision-making because their best catch can still lie ahead.
Sending money to Belize is about to get easier. With Heritage Pay, you'll be able to transfer funds from anywhere, anytime, directly to any bank or credit union account in Belize. Download the Heritage Pay app, link your Visa or MasterCard, and send money instantly. Heritage Pay, coming soon from Heritage Bank.
Northwest of San Salvador, in a highland valley at 665 meters above sea level, is Santa Ana, El Salvador's second largest city. Cooler than the capital, slower and quieter. Santa Ana was founded in 1569 and is home to approximately 250,000 people today. It was also once the wealthiest city in all of El Salvador.
It's Friday evening in Parque Libertad here in Santa Ana, and it's a beautiful evening. There's a lot of people currently in this park just enjoying the wind down. It's about 5 o'clock at this time, and so everyone's set to, I guess, start their weekend. And it's really nice to see families out, friends out, and even some people just sitting alone by themselves, basking in their own little moment. I see a lot of pigeons, I see a lot of children playing with each other. And then of course there's beautiful infrastructure around me. So many landmarks here in Santa Ana, and it's breathtaking.
A Friday evening. No event on the calendar, no festival, no occasion, just people choosing to be outside, together. This is what safety looks like when it becomes normal, when it stops being a headline and just becomes a Friday.
Santa Ana is known for its architecture, the strong heritage of the coffee, the culture of coffee, and of course cacao production, and other crops that are important for the economy of El Salvador. But mainly because of the architecture of the historical downtown.
Coffee built the city. Santa Ana is home to one of the world's largest coffee mills. In the late 19th century, as coffee production expanded, Santa Ana became one of the most prosperous cities in El Salvador, and that wealth funded the construction of the grand buildings still standing around this plaza today. You can feel the money that was once here. Not in an ostentatious way, in the way that building beautiful things are built to last. Art and music is also a big part of this town. They even have a plaza dedicated to it.
The Central Plaza is the important place for activities related to the City Council and the Mayor, and of course, kind of cultural and music experience. The main purpose is to spread, the art, the music, the poetry, which is actually part of the heritage of the golden era of coffee of Santa Ana.
Surrounding the plaza, landmarks that tell the whole story at once. The Cathedral, the Municipal Palace, the National Theater, one of the finest in Central America. Each one a chapter. Each one still standing, still in use, still part of the daily rhythm of this city. But aside from the architecture, it's the people that make you want to stop and stare. Not in judgment, but in curiosity. There's an ease here, a simplicity to the evening that feels almost deliberate. Like this town collectively decided that life doesn't have to be complicated. Children chasing pigeons across the plaza. Families spread across benches. Nobody in a rush. Street vendors setting up along the edges. Fruit and snacks laid out like a small daily market. And nobody looking at you like you don't belong. You catch someone's eye and they smile. Just like that.
Hola. Hola, ¿cuánto?
$1.
$1? OMG. Vivo en Belize. En Belize, un limón es $1.
Aquí vale $1 la bolsa. ¿Una bolsa?
¿Una bolsa?
¿Una bolsa?
Sí.
Una bolsita.
$1 or $2 in Belize for this entire bag of lime. That's insane.
Una bolsita.
¿Sí? Muchas gracias.
Bueno, usted.
Gracias.
Bueno, adiós.
Back home, one lime costs a Belize dollar. Here, a whole bag for $1, 2 Belize dollars. I stood there for a moment doing the math and questioning every grocery run I've ever made. Santa Ana wasn't performing for anyone. This was just a Friday. And somehow, that made it the most interesting place I'd been all week. The longer I watched, the harder it became to stay on the other side of it.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Planning a trip to Belize? Here's how to complete your I Declare Arrival form in 5 easy steps. Step 1. Visit belizetravel.immigration.gov.bz. Step 2. Select the appropriate forms for arrivals. Choose Arriving to Belize. Step 3. Provide your origin trip details, including your departure airport and country of residence. Step 4. Carefully complete the immigration form. Add dependents if necessary, declare baggage, currency, and merchandise, and confirm your entries are correct. Step 5. Download your completed form and take a screenshot of your QR code and reference ID to present to the immigration officer. Thank you for using Belize iTravel. Safe journey.
Save, save, save. The credit union way.
Member owners are encouraged to save regularly, borrow wisely, and repay promptly.
No use keeping the money in your pocket. Soon as you turn wrong, you know you ain't got it. So as money goes from hand to hand, give your cash to the umbrella man. I'm telling you. Save, save, save. The credit union way. Save, save, save. It will make you rich someday.
sound had been following us all evening, rising above the chatter, the pigeons, the children, the vendors. Patient, consistent. The bells of the Cathedral de Nuestra Señora Santa Ana calling out to no one in particular, and somehow to everyone at once. We'd get there. But first, something else had my attention. Around the edges of the plaza, the vendors had set up for the evening, stalls carrying everything: fruit, snacks, drinks, small goods. The kind of informal economy that keeps a town square alive after the offices close and the formal day ends. But the last thing I thought I'd be doing across borders is selling food. But that's what happens when you stop watching and start living. And that's exactly what these people invited me to do. So, we got el trio de sabores for sale. Come get your leche poleada, your arroz en leche, y your atol de piña. I know. This is where my Spanish just becomes vibes. Okay. There's a version of travel where you stay on the outside of everything. Camera up, notebook out, observing. And then there's this, behind a booth, ladle in hand, serving el trio de sabores. 3 traditional atoles: leche poleada, a creamy milk-based drink; arroz en leche, rice cooked down sweet and warm, something any Belizean would recognize immediately; and atol de piña, pineapple, bright and cold against the others. Ancient drinks still being sold the same way they always have been, and apparently now being sold by me. Customers looking at you like you might actually know what you're doing. I did not, but they were patient. They were warm. They laughed with me, not at me. And for a few minutes on a Friday evening in Santa Ana, I wasn't a visitor. I was just there.
Muchas gracias, ladies. Okay. Adios. Okay. Adios. So, I just stopped at one of the stalls here and I made friends. There are some beautiful ladies behind me selling atoles, several different flavors. There was a pineapple porridge. There was the rice atoles that we would know of in Belize. And there was even another type of atoles, a little more on the browner side. But they're kind of like a pastry here that people would walk around and get this type of street food. Very popular here in El Salvador. And I'm really grateful that they decided to share that moment with me, or at least have me sharing that moment with them. This is El Salvador, very friendly people, and you can't help but feel like you're a part of the people when you stop by. It feels very much like home.
Through every moment of this evening, the plaza, the vendors, the laughter behind a stall, one sound never stopped. The bells. They'd been ringing since we arrived in Santa Ana. Patient, persistent. And I realized I still didn't know their story. It was time to find out.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomie. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Explore your academic journey with the UWI Global Campus. Access flexible, high-quality online degree programs designed to help you thrive in today's competitive global market. No CAPE or A-levels? No problem. Our one-year certificates, diplomas, and continuing professional education programs can qualify you for entry to a bachelor's degree and help you achieve your goals. Apply at www.global.uwi.edu/apply. The UWI Global Campus, opening doors to life-changing learning.
All evening, those bells. Through the atoles, and the laughter, and the vendors, and the pigeons. Patient, persistent, calling. And now, standing in front of what was making them ring, I understood why. The Cathedral de Nuestra Señora Santa Ana, rising proudly in the historic center of the city, one of El Salvador's most iconic religious and architectural landmarks. And immediately, something about it felt different. Because it is. Unlike most cathedrals in El Salvador, which follow the Spanish colonial style, this one is neo-Gothic. Soaring spires, intricate stone carvings, vibrant stained glass windows catching the last of the evening light. Standing in front of it, you'd be forgiven for thinking you'd somehow ended up in Europe. Carlos walked us through what made this building so significant.
So the cathedral is considered one of the most historical in the type of construction and influence of the Baroque style, eclectic in the facade. So there are many styles of European architecture that have been influenced into the construction of this building.
And the story of how it got here is just as remarkable as the building itself.
La catedral fue puesta su primera piedra. The first stone of the cathedral was laid on January 1st, and we are about to mark 120 years since that cornerstone was placed for the construction of what is now the Cathedral of Santa Ana. The Cathedral of Santa Ana had a construction period of about 50 years, during which they were trying to complete the building. However, its construction was never fully finished. In other words, we are working to complete the cathedral's construction because the original idea was to leave the facade as it is now.
Inside, it opens up in a way you don't expect. Grand columns and high archways, wooden confessionals, 118 benches, 51 lamps hanging overhead, and 28 statues of saints positioned throughout, each one looking back at you with a stillness that matches the space. Designed by engineer Aurelio Fuertes, who broke ground in 1906 and directed every detail of its construction. And unlike almost every other cathedral in El Salvador and Latin America, built in Spanish colonial style, this one is neo-Gothic, European, almost otherworldly against the Santa Ana skyline, as if someone picked it up from the streets of Paris and set it down here on purpose.
Okay, let's see. Let's reach out those 82 steps. Okay, vamos entonces a pasar. Okay, go ahead.
So we are climbing this cathedral, and it just took me 82 steps to get from the bottom, all the way to the top of this massive cathedral. I just completed it. Now I'm about to see what the view looks like from the top. And I'm winded, but you kind of get the feeling that it's a once in a lifetime moment. And so you just want to experience it for everything that it is. And so we're about to see it for the first time together now. Oh my gosh, this is one of the bells.
Exactly.
And up there is the tip top of what we saw.
And up in the towers, 6 bells, 3 on each side. All 6 were brought from the Netherlands in 1949, each one with its own name: Joaquina, Maria, Ana, Vera, Fun, and Devotion. The South Tower ringing electronically now. The North Tower still pulled by hand the old way. Those 6 bells had been following me all evening across the plaza. This cathedral was declared a national monument in 1995, a place of worship, of pilgrimage, of community. But also, on this particular evening, a place with 82 steps and a view worth earning. From the rooftop, panoramic views of Santa Ana stretch out in every direction. The plaza below, the vendors, families still out on their Friday evening, the mountains in the distance, and somewhere out there, the volcanoes that define this entire landscape. From up here, Santa Ana made complete sense. The cathedral at its center, the plaza fanning out below it. The city built around a faith and a history that it has never let go of.
This is unlike anything I've seen in my entire life. I feel like I'm having an outer body experience, and a part of me kind of wants to cry. This is so breathtaking. Look at that behind me. That is the top of this cathedral here in El Salvador, and I just got to see it and stand next to it, and I'm just so grateful to be here.
I came to El Salvador not knowing exactly what to expect, and Santa Ana, in one evening, gave me architecture, history, community, street food, and a view I won't forget. 80 steps up and a whole country below.
That was amazing!
On the finale of Across Borders, volcanoes, bold flavors, and the heart of El Salvador.
Across Borders, brought to you by Digi, Belize Airport Authority, the Ministry of Immigration, National Institute for Culture and History, Fulltech Systems Limited, the Belize Collection, Holy Redeemer Credit Union, University of the West Indies Global Campus, Oceana, Ministry of Constitution and Religious Affairs, Indigenous Affairs and Transportation, the Belize Bank Limited, Builders Hardware, Heritage Bank, and Tropic Air.